Welcome back. I'm like both happy and sad. I can't believe the summer is already over. It went by in like 3.2 seconds. It's so great to see so many of our wonderful administrators and parents in the audience. I'll get right into it because we do have a very long agenda. Superintendent's report.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone had a fantastic summer. You all look great, our administrators, our teachers, and our parents and community members here. I'm delighted to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you as we embark on the journey of the 24-25 school year, a year filled with boundless opportunities and exciting possibilities. Our theme for this school year will remain the same as it was last year: building pathways to success, empowering students through positive connections. And this theme emphasizes the crucial link between positive relationships and achieving favorable outcomes. We have worked diligently this summer to prepare for this school year, and I just want to share a few of our highlights. We have revised the current English language arts and mathematical curriculum guides for grades K through 8 to incorporate the updated 2003 standards. This was mandated by the NJDOE. Just recently, we were told that we can delay the implementation of the new mathematics standards until September 2025. However, we have decided to implement both mathematics and English language arts this year. Therefore, if there are any issues or concerns, we can make revisions this coming summer. So we will implement both starting in September of 2024. Just as a note, Mr. Moskowitz will present the New Jersey Student Learning Assessment Spring 2024 results in September at the September board meeting. We do not have all of the information from the NJDOE to present this evening. So he will present the NJSLA data at the September board meeting. So we'll begin with Ms. Donnelly and followed by Dr. Alegria, Ms. Ross, and then Ms. Lyons.
Board Secretary report.
Thank you. I'd like to report on the summer projects. Mr. Mathis and his staff have been very busy in the summer, as they usually are. At the end of the school year, I think in the letter from Dr. Hackett, she listed the following summer projects that have been completed. Continue replacing carpets with tile across the district, install new furniture, reception counters, mail slot counters, and flooring for the main offices, conference rooms, and principals' offices at Signal Hill and Osage. Replace HVAC units in B wing, 12 classrooms at VMS. Replace sections of concrete and pavers in front of the Raymond J. Brosol Jr. Performing Arts Center main entrance and CER entrance. Expand the main entrance. Oh, sorry, this one's still ongoing. So I'm going to tell you the ongoing projects. Continue replacing doors and windows. That's scheduled to happen. And expand the main entrance vestibule at VMS is ongoing. It won't be finished for the start of school, but hopefully soon thereafter. Mr. Mathis has prepared a report that's at each of your seats that lists all the summer projects that took place. So it's more detailed than that list that I provided. In addition to these projects, there was, we're required to do lead in drinking water testing periodically, and this is the year that all districts have to do it. Ours passed, so that's really great news, and we will post that on our website. The other testing that we did is indoor air quality testing. We do it in every classroom at all the schools, and all of the classrooms are clear. They all passed as well. In this pamphlet that they put together, it lists, like I said, the various projects that are done. There's been lots of painting, parking lot restriping. You'll notice on our administration maintenance, it says septic system pump out. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Here we have had to pump out our septic system 8 times in the last fiscal year. So I'll address that in a few minutes. One of the items on our agenda is the sanitary sewer bid award. It's items 18.9, 18.10, 18.11. We had the bid opening on August 8th. The money comes from our capital reserve. It was budgeted at $250,000, and it's actually been in our budget for 3 budget cycles because it's been a long process trying to get this thing accomplished. We've had 2 different architectural firms working on it, and then the one that we have right now with the engineers designed it. They had to get approval from the New Jersey DEP and also the county municipal authority. So it went through a lot of steps to get where it is and how it's designed. We went out to bid, and the bids came in a lot higher than our budget was. and then we got an explanation from our architect to find out why it came out higher. And so his whole, he gave us a nice synopsis, which was shared with the board. But it's the plan that the DEP and the county municipal utilities, yeah, the MUA, it's easier to say MUA, approved. So we did look at other options just to make sure we covered all our bases. And one option we thought of, why can't we just replace the septic system? And our architect said, you really can't do that, because if you can hook up to a sewer system nearby, you're supposed to do that. We reached out to our engineer to say, is there anything else? There's a pump system, which you would have to like install a certain pump, tie it into your generator, and it kind of like pumps the sewage out rather than it going from a downhill thing. Like, it's deeper. I don't know the right word for it, but the way it's designed, you don't need any equipment to do it. It just does it on its own. It is something that's necessary, because whenever we have large groups like today, or we have kids come here for certain programs, or we have county meetings, our septic fills up. And it's not a pleasant time, because it is kind of bubbly and gurgly and splashy, so we need to get it fixed. Yeah, I'm really telling you why we need it fixed. It's true. I'm sorry. It is true. So, but in order to do that, because we take money out of capital reserve to do this, we're not allowed to withdraw capital reserve without county approval. So these items are on our agenda, requesting to remove $400,000 from capital reserve, pending county approval from the county executive superintendent, and also awarding the bid for $613,000 pending county approval of the same person, and withdrawing the lowest bid, which was in the 400s, because they had a mathematical error and they asked to have it withdrawn. So that's where we are with it. But again, we can award it, but it is pending approval from the county, which we have not received. So it was submitted to them and we have not heard back yet. So rather than wait until the end of September to put it on, we decided to put it on now pending, because if we get approval from them to withdraw the 400,000, we'd like to get started with the project before the weather turns. Now, where this starts is where we would hook up to the sewer is by the assisted living home down that way. So that's where it ends. And then it would just come up, up in the front lawn of all those places to here in front of our building. So that's the connection that we have to do. We have heard too from the township that sometimes over time we might get money back, because we're the ones laying that pipeline to get to here. So hopefully we would get some money back in the future, but that is what is on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Audience participation. Anyone wishing to address the board, please approach the side table on the right and write your name and address on the login sheet.
Good evening. My name is Eric Simpkin. All of my questions right now are related to the sewer main and septic. This used to be a school building. I'm assuming there probably was more humans here than there was now. And I know we have been trying to get this done for 3 years. I don't remember why we didn't do it over the last 3 years. So I would love a reminder. But I guess my question is, we have a capacity issue, or do the toilets not work? And if we do have a capacity issue, was it a good idea to add an additional private bathroom for Dr. Hackett? If you can't flush a toilet now, having more flushes isn't going to help. And what is the amount that's going to be left in the capital reserve after we drain it? How much is normally in there? What percentage of our overall budget is the capital reserves? I think that'll do it. Thank you very much.
Comments from the board?
I have a quick comment. I just want to thank Ms. Haley for the explanation and background on the sewer project and why the allocation we were provided in the initially passed budget is needing to be revised. However, been reading through our board materials, it seems clear to me personally that the district did not allocate that $250,000 in a vacuum, that this was based on guidance and expertise from two engineers. My concern is what due diligence our current engineer did when confirming to us that this allocation was adequate, and why they were so drastically underestimated the scope and complications of this project. I understand that the list provided by the engineer as to what was unanticipated, but what's unanswered for me is as to why these issues were unanticipated. My personal opinion is that this project seems like it does need to move forward, but I'm concerned we were misadvised potentially on this project to begin with, and I'd like a little bit more information on that. While I understand that not everything can be known or anticipated in complicated construction projects such as these, I'd like to know what, if any, assurances we've gotten from our engineer to assure us that future projects will be more fully scoped and complications such as these more accurately anticipated and accounted for so that we can make more informed, comprehensive budgeting decisions. Have they owned this? Have they assured us in any way? Thank you.
Public comment. Anyone wishing to address the board, please approach the side table on the right and write your name and address on the login sheet. While the board is limited in its ability to respond to the public on matters involving personnel, litigation, negotiations, and attorney-client privilege, the board will now hear comments from the public. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. The board will not take action this evening. You will be notified at some later time by letter, electronic mail, telephone, or in the context of a later board meeting of any action the board does take.
To give you a copy of the documents I wanted to leave. I approached to give you a copy of some documents I'd like to leave with you. Those documents are, the first one on top is a campaign ad that was on the internet, just happened to see it. It's from members of the board, incumbents, and one additional member. But in 2022, when I was running for school board, I went and took that same photo and video. And Ms. Watson had the attorney for the board send me a cease and desist letter to my house that I shouldn't enter the grounds of the school. It was off hours after school. I'm not really looking to go on school grounds for any other reason. But you misdirected funds and authority against a civilian, a member of the community, me. And you didn't do it for yourselves. I understand you're incumbent members, but not all 4 in the picture are. So just keep in mind, what's good for some should be good for all. Thank you.